Paint Me A Birmingham by Tracy Lawrence. This is a really cool tune, and you got a little bit of some picking with the intro and just some really pretty basic chords. So let's go ahead and get into it. So for the intro, let's first just have the chords that we're going to have. So the first thing we have is the D chord, and we are capo 4, okay? And we're going to play a D, and then from the D, we're going to go to a B minor, okay? And that A minor shape 2 frets away. We're going to bar it on the 2nd fret from the capo. And then from the B minor, we'll go to a G. Okay, and then we'll go back to the D. Okay, so those are our chords. So if you didn't want to do the picking, we could just play D, B minor, G, back to D, and that would be your intro. Now, if we're going to add the picking in, we have little licks, and then we'll kind of jump right into the chord right after that. So let's kind of start with the first lick. So we're going to have the 2nd fret of that D string from the capo, and we're going to slide it to the 4th fret, okay? And then we're immediately just going to come right back to the 2nd fret, so like that. Now, right after we slide down the 2nd fret, now we're going to go to the open D, and then we're going to play the 2nd fret of the D, and we're going to pull that off to the open D, so, and then play the open D again. So we'll have this. So those 2 parts put together, we'd have. And that last open D string brings you into the first chord of the song. So we would have this. Now, the nice part is that that lick kind of repeats for most of what we're going to do, and then with slight variations. So the second lick's going to start the exact same way. We're going to start on the 2nd fret of the D, slide up to the 4, back down to the 2, to the open. And then here's where I'll change. We're going to go to the open A string, and we're going to hammer the open A to the 2nd fret, and that will get us into our B minor chord. So okay. Okay, for the next lick, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to start on the 2nd fret of the D. We slide it to the 4, back down to the 2, and then open. And then, so that's the exact same. And then we're just going to go to our G chord. We have an open D in the G chord anyway, so it kind of flows really easily. So like that. And then the last lick is from the G chord. We're going to kind of take our first finger from that G, and it doesn't matter if you're playing a 3 or a 4 finger G here, but, and we're going to do this little lick here. So we're going to take the first finger that's on the 2nd fret of the A, and we're going to open that, and we're going to hammer from the open A back to the 2nd fret of the A. I'll show you without the chord so you can see it a little bit better, but. And then we're going to go, just hop right over to the D string, and we're going to hammer pull. So we're going to play the open D, hammer it to the 2nd fret, pull it back off to the open D, and then go right back to the 2nd fret of the A. And that's right where your chord is. So you can do all this while kind of keeping the chord shape. I'm just kind of showing you, removing this so you can see it a little bit easier, but like that. So and then we'll go right back to the D chord. So if we put all of that together, we have the intro. right, so now that we have the intro, let's go right to the verse. So the verse, we're going to have the D chord. And then we're going to go to an E minor. And now we're going to go to an A chord. Back to a D. Okay? And we're going to play that twice in the song. Okay? So that little chord progression will repeat twice. So this is what it should sound like together. All right, and then we kind of have the pre-chorus. And the pre-chorus, we're going to change the chords a little bit. So we're going to go to the E minor here, to an A. Then we'll go to a G, to the A. All right, so the pre-chorus all together should sound like this. And that brings us right into the chorus of the song. Now for the chorus here, we're going to start on the D chord. And then we're going to go to the B minor. Now the E minor. And now the A. Now this chord progression is basically going to repeat twice for your chorus. So this is what we should have for the chorus. The only thing that will really change is basically at the very end, you'll just go right back kind of to the intro. So we're going to go back to the D chord. So the whole chorus should sound like this. Right after that chorus, we went back to a D chord, and then really it's kind of like the intro repeats itself before we kind of go back into another verse of the song. The song also does modulate and changes keys. So while we're playing this kind of all out of D right now, it will go up a whole step. So just to kind of go over those chords in case you wanted to play it with the modulation, we'll do that as well. Now we're just going to move everything up a whole step. So we're going to have E, C sharp minor, and that C sharp minor is the exact same fingering we're using for that B minor. We're just going up and barring on the 4th fret, okay? So, but it's the exact same shape, just a little bit higher. So we have E, we have C sharp minor, and now we're gonna go to F sharp minor. Now the F sharp minor is a little bit different, but if you think about your E minor was here, and we're really kind of moving that up 2 frets and then putting our bar there on the 2nd fret. So you can, that's how we would get that F sharp minor. And then from the F sharp minor, we would typically have a B. I would say to change it maybe to a B7. Might be a little bit easier considering the key. So we'll first show you that, and then I'll show you a bar chord for the B in case you wanted to play it as a regular B. So the B7, you could just play that here as an open style chord, and we would go 2nd fret on the A, 1st fret on the D, 2nd fret on the G, open B, and then the 2nd fret of the high E. And if you played it like that, we would have this for the chorus. Now, if you wanted to play that B as a B natural, you could totally do that as well. You could just think about that A chord we had played when we were in the key of D, and we could just move that up a whole step. I kind of usually mush these kind of with just 2 fingers, right? Like that. And then just put our bar on the 2nd fret of that A, and that would give you a B chord. So that way you could play a B, and that actually does move pretty well from your F sharp minor over to a B bar chord. So it would sound like this. And that's Paint Me a Birmingham by Tracy Lawrence. It's a great tune. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll see you next time. Thanks.